What's going on, guys? It's day 25 here, and we're waking up after our second little snoozy snooze in the Pokemon world here for our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team playthrough. If you guys missed the last episode and you're wondering what this game is and why I'm a Bulbasaur, the link to the playlist will be linked down below in the description as always, so you can go back and check out the first episode to relive the initial gushings of my nostalgia and everything. But we're back. We're still a Pokemon, but you know, we're here. And yeah, we made friends with another Pokemon named Squirtle, which is awesome. And we decided that we were gonna form a rescue team, which whatever that is. But let's see what let's head on out of the house here and see what Squirtle's doing. Oh, he's sleeping on our front lawn. Well, Squirtle, we didn't have anything to celebrate last night, so I mean, he shouldn't have been going that hard with the partying, but I mean, to each their own, I guess. I ain't going to judge. I just met you. Oh, I see. So I get you. So you were just so excited to start the team that you got up at that crack of dawn for some reason to think that I'm going to be awake and we're just going to sit on my front lawn until I woke up. That's, okay. Yeah, so what are we doing? Oh, well, I mean, I guess that's to be expected that we don't have any rescue job offers since we're brand new. Oh, we got a rescue team starter set. Okay, well, that was fast. Anyway, the exploration team federation wasted no time getting us our stuff after we just applied 24 hours ago. Alright, well, let's see. What do we got in there? A rescue team badge. Okay, and that does make sense. A toolbox. Okay. And an issue of the news. Okay. Obviously, yeah, that does make sense. That's the proof that you're a rescue team, yeah. Now, unfortunately, this is not the Explorer's Toolbox. We're only given, I think, space for 16 items or something like that, so it's not as good, but it's still, you know, it gets the job done. You guys gotta remember, this is the first game of the series, right? Yeah, the Pokemon News has, like, interesting stuff on it. It'll have, like, more in-depth tips and stuff, but obviously I'll just be storing them away because I've already not only read them a bunch of times, but I've also played the game a bunch of times, so I know the ins and outs of it by now, for the most part. Yeah, so nothing else in the mailbox, though, so that's no bueno. That does make sense, because, you know, we just started 24 hours ago. Oh, hey, it's our good buddy Pelipper. How you doing, my guy? Let's check out the mailbox here, see what's shaking and baking. Could be a rescue job request, maybe. Let's read it. Okay, so they're friends of Caterpie, okay. A Magnemite is in trouble. Magnemite is my goat, so I mean, you know, gotta go help him out. A strange electromagnetic wave flowed through a dungeon and it stuck together two Magnemites. But that's not even how Magneton gets formed. It gets formed by hitting level 30. That always threw me off when I was a kid. I'm like, wait a minute, because like they always like they evolve at level 30. I mean, I know, granted, one Magnemite, or you know, when it evolves, 3 Magnemite join together, but like what? You know what I mean? Alright, well, we'll go, yeah, let's go, let's do it. It's not like we got anything else better to do. So we're gonna head to our next dungeon now, which is Thunderwave Cave. Really goated soundtrack for this dungeon. It's definitely, like, I think probably in the top 5 for me for this game, if not, definitely in the top 10. And like just outside of the top 5 if it's not. Okay, so we gotta get to the basement's 6th floor. Alright. Well, let's do this thing. You see, so as soon as you get to Thunderwave Cave, it'll tell you, the game will tell you to defeat foes with moves instead of using the A attack for more experience points. So now I'll start to use moves in the battles. Hopefully that didn't irritate you guys too much yesterday, but I'm just, like I said, I'm weird with stuff like that. Even though I know about using moves and stuff, like, I still, wait for the game to tell me. Which, speaking of, actually, even though he won't be, or I won't be a partner for a while, I'm just gonna turn that on now, just so I don't forget to later. Even though odds are I probably will never be a partner, but that is also okay. Oh, so, also, if you press the plus button, you'll be able to do what I just did right there with, like, adjusting my line of sight. It used to be the start button back in the day, but obviously it's the plus button now. That acts as the start button. And, if you'll notice, like, we basically got 2 into every single stat. Like, the starters are kind of jacked in these games. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're the starters and everything. But, yeah, like, they juice the starters up for real. As far as their stat gains and stuff goes. All these mons have run away that I can't one-shot yet. Oh, okay, never mind. I can one-shot Rattata, but Poochyena not quite. But I am only level 6, so that does make sense. Oh, too bad I don't have Razor Leaf yet. I'd be able to take you out from around the corner. Oh. Graveler Rocks. Yeah, so these are a new Mystery Dungeon exclusive item. They give you a ranged oh. Did not mean to do that. Pressed the wrong buttons. There we go. They give you a little bit of a ranged attack like that, so you can throw them at enemies from across the room or something like that, and they'll do 20 points of damage. So that's pretty handy for sure. And if you were wondering how I did that whole organizing the bag thing, I just went into the bag and I pressed the select button, which is the minus on the virtual console here for the Switch, and that organized it for us. Alright, another level up. And we learned Leech Seed. I mean, that's kind of handy, I guess. I will say, though, one thing that I think is a little unfortunate about these games is that if oh, Squirtle got bubbled though, that's lit. If a opponent gets defeated by something like Poison or Leech Seed or Burn, something along those lines, you actually don't get XP for it, which is a little bit unfortunate. And as you saw from Squirtle there, Bubble is a ranged attack, which is really cool. So you don't actually have to be right on top of the enemy to use it. You can use it from a distance, which comes in handy, like, you know, so you don't have to be right on top of people. And also, it kind of, if you're playing as the Pokemon that has the ranged attacks, it is kind of helpful against bosses too, because they never start right in front of you. They always start at least one tile away from you, so you can get a free hit on them just while they're in the process of making their way towards you, which is kind of nice. Oh, and there's an, I was gonna do that myself in a minute, Squirtle, but thank you. And there's an apple. So, as it says here, eating one will refill your belly. So if you look, we're at 63. I don't typically tend to eat apples until I'm, like, really low anyway, but I believe an apple restores 50. So, you know, you don't really want to eat one unless you're below 50, or else it would kind of get wasted. It's not like Minecraft. You don't get saturation to hold you over. And as that said there, if you press the B button, then you can kind of run. It will use your belly up faster though, and if you end up running into an enemy, you actually that'll be your turn, and they will attack you. So you want to kind of be careful about that. There's another level up though, which is awesome. Bulbasaur's shooting up the levels. As is Squirtle, of course, though. But I noticed, if you noticed, yeah, already, Squirtle's only getting 1 buff into his defenses the last couple levels, whereas Bulbasaur is staying pretty even till with getting 2s across the board. That's why, as you can see, like, our stats are kind of similar now. I was already more offensive because Squirtle is more defensive, but as you can see, our defenses are basically the same now as well. So they kind of work it out to where it's like a little balance between the starters. But also at some point in time, usually the first, it still also does depend on the starters. Some of them are different XP gains right from the beginning. Others it takes a couple levels. As you see with Squirtle and Bulbasaur here, for example, as soon as we hit level 8, our XP begins to differ. So I only need 303 experience to level up to level 9, but Squirtle, on the other hand, needs 503. So from this point onward, I'm going to be leveling up faster than Squirtle will be, and mid to late game I'll actually get to the point, if it works the same way that it did with Charmander anyway, because I think Charmander is the same. I believe Charmander levels up faster than Squirtle as well, but eventually it'll get to the point where I'm leveling up twice to Squirtle's once. Not like fully, obviously, right? Like it'll be like maybe like a level and a half difference, but like I'll be like, so like for example, let's say that was happening now, like I'd hit level 10 and then Squirtle would hit level 9 is what I mean. So I guess technically it is 2 full levels, right? But you know. So what I like to do, how I like to have my bag arranged, I like to have a stack of Graveler rocks. Oh, by the way, I selected that by picking it and then going to this. It'll say select on it. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I guess I sped through that. It'll say set, and that'll mean that now you can press L and R to throw like I was doing. But how I like to have my bag set up is I like to, granted, we won't be able to get some of the items till a little bit later on, but I like to have the Grappler Rock, 4 apples, 4 Oran Berries, 4 Max Elixirs, and then all the rest Reviver Seeds. That's usually how I like to have myself decked out at all times. But obviously we won't get the Elixirs and the Reviver Seeds for a little bit yet. But that is how I like to have myself decked out, because then I have food, I can get HP recovery if situations get very dire. I can restore my PP quickly if I need that as well. And then, you know, I get the Reviver Seeds in case things really go south. But alright, we made it to the Magnemites, so let's get them out of here so they can get separated. Even though, I feel like since they're magnets, wouldn't they... Why would that electromagnetic current be the only thing keeping them together? But that's probably getting too scientific for my capabilities, so we're just going to leave it at that. But we saved them, we separated them, so they're all good to go now. I love Magnemite, man. Oh, speaking of a Reviver Seed, there is one. Magnemite's one of my favorite mons from Gen 1 though, for real, I'm not gonna lie. And I really like it in this game. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, it is a goated mon in this game. Like, Magnemite is that dude in this game. Like, it's crazy how goated Magnemite is in this game, guys. I love it. Oh. What have we here? Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, where are we? Oh, we're dreaming. That's interesting. There's somebody here. Is it somebody that you... is it somebody I know? I have no idea. Well, that's interesting. Alright, well, let's go check the mailbox and see if we got any new rescues. Oh, no mail. Okay. Yeah, I checked it, but no rescues for us, unfortunately. Yeah, it was empty. Alright, well, let's go ahead and check out the square then. Alright, Kecleon Brothers, how you doing? Felicity Bank. I never got why they called that Felicity Bank. I don't know if that's like a cat thing or something like that. Like that's like a something to do with cats. I my whole life I've never gotten that one. Especially because everything else has to do with the Pokemon's name. So like why that in particular is called Felicity Bank, I don't know. Because you got the Gulpin Link Shop here, which is all about linking moves. I'll get into that in a little bit, because I don't ever do that myself. But you can also remember moves there as well, so it is still pretty handy. Then there's Kangaskhan Storage. You can store items here, so even if you faint in a dungeon, you won't lose the items that are there, because if you faint in a dungeon, you'll basically lose all the items in your bag. But yeah, it's just weird to me that out of everything, the Felicity Bank is the only one that isn't named after the Pokemon. Cause like you got the Kecleon shop here, then you have the Gulpin Link shop, Kangaskhan Storage, the Pelipper Post Office, the Makihita Dojo. So if you saw there, I just sold all of our Pecha Berries and Ross Berries because I'm never going to use those. Like, Poison and Burn are annoying, but they're not detrimental to the point where it's like, oh crap, I'm going to be screwed, you know what I mean? And I'm actually going to buy us another Reviver Seed right now since I have the money. Now you may be wondering why are there two Kecleons and why are they two different colors, and why is that Kecleon not... I wish that Kecleon actually was the shiny, because I think that would be really cool, but I still like that they did do him like this, right? But this guy sells you orbs and TMs. So we'll be keeping an eye on him for sure in the future, looking for Ice Beam and other such things. And anytime that I have extra money left over, I just throw it in the bank, because we're going to need quite a bit of money as time goes on down the road. And I don't think I have anything I want to put into storage right now. No. Okay, cool. So let's head to the post office then. Well, they look like busy guys. In and out they go. Now, if you were playing this back in the day on your Game Boy Advance and your DS, I doubt that there'd be a way to do it on the Switch, but I'm not going to say that just in case there is. Maybe with it being on, since it's on NSO, maybe you could do it online. But if you were to say faint in a dungeon, for example, you could actually take your Game Boy cartridge and put it into the bottom of your DS, load up Blue Rescue Team, and you'd be able to accept the rescue from the Red Rescue Team save file. And so what you would do is you would play up to whatever floor in the dungeon that, you know, the person, your friend, or even yourself got defeated on. And then you'd, like, rescue them, basically. And it would act like almost like a revive. So you could then go back on your Red Rescue Team file and restart, like start over from that part of the dungeon. And you could do it with Blue Rescue Team also. Like you know, you could stick it, you could put Red Rescue Team in and then play with Blue Rescue Team to, or with Red Rescue Team to rescue the Blue Rescue Team. I'm actually going to take all three of these just because they give you money, and the other one is only dropping off an Oranberry, which I'm not going to miss one Oranberry, and I'll probably find that back in the Thunderwave Cave anyway. So yeah, so you can, I'll explain all this anyway. So you can get jobs here as well, even after we start to get some recognition and start to get mail sent to us. And as you saw, all you do is you press A on what you want to accept it, and then to do the job, you go to your job list, you click on it, and you click Take Job. Once it's got that little like envelope open thing, that means we're ready to go out on the adventure. And then whatever dungeon/dungeons, you can only do one dungeon per day, but you can have multiple jobs for multiple dungeons open at once if that's how you want to do things. Any dungeons related to jobs will have the little envelope next to it also, so we can just select it and make our way there and go do our rescue jobs. So I do want to ask you guys this, because this happens often to where we have to do these rescue job missions or whatever, and like kind of like filler days, if you will. So I want to know, do you guys want me to keep them in, or do you want me to, when it gets to that point in the game where we have to do the filler stuff, like the filler missions in between, do you want me to cut them out and then just cut the dungeon itself out and then just come back like after we've completed it, when we're like getting our rewards and stuff? Because obviously I don't want to be doing anything that'll bore you guys to death, or be super repetitive, but because I'm honestly fine with either. Oh, damn it. Oh, I did it again. I need to stop doing that. I'm so used to clicking the back triggers for stuff. Well, alright, there's level 9 for me. It's going to be a little bit before Squirtle gets there, of course, because there's 200 XP difference between us. Let's see. So I need... Okay, so now I'm going to need 687 XP to level up. Wait, 687? Okay, so when Squirtle levels up, I will have 500 XP left to go. So we'll see where we shake out once that happens. That's going to be interesting for sure. But for the most part, as far as the jobs go, like, you really won't have to go to the Pelipper post office to look for jobs, because you'll get enough coming to the rescue team base itself to like get you by with whatever. But sometimes you might get better ones at the Pelipper post office. Like, you might get better rewards or more money, or not more money, more quote-unquote advanced ones that will get you more points for your rescue team. So, I typically will tend to still go between both, just because you want to obviously get the best that you can get, right? That's why I chose all these three from Thunderwave Cave, was because they give 100 poke each. 300 bucks is 300 bucks, you know what I mean? Because as I said, we're going to be needing a lot of money in the near future, so the more money we can get, the better. Alright, so here's our first rescuee. It's an Elekid. As you see, they all have a little yellow circle underneath them, just like all of our allies, or, we do. And they'll appear as a yellow dot on the mini-map, just as our allies do. So you'll know who they are once you find them. And as you saw there, the game does give you the option to continue on exploring through the dungeon or to leave instantly once a mission is complete. Obviously, I'm deciding to continue on exploring because we still have a few more rescues to do. Well, I think actually one is just picking it, like, just have an Oranberry in your inventory by the end of the dungeon, because it didn't have a floor number, but you know what I mean. We still had this one to find. And as you see, it'll always tell you when you have arrived on a destination floor, when you've gotten to the point where your mission is at. It'll say, oh, hey, you've arrived on a destination floor. Alright, so there's Squirtle leveling up to 40, or to level 9. So let's see, so we're at 471, Squirrel's at 481. So yeah, the XP is weird. Like, so he went from being 200 XP to finish level 8 behind us to now I needed an additional 187 experience in level 9 to get to where I'm at now. But now he's only 10 XP behind me. So it's really interesting the XP growth and everything in the game. Now you may be wondering why I'm picking up 1,000,000 apples when I had just got done saying once we were here the first time that I like keeping 4 apples in my inventory. Well, that's the beauty of Kangaskhan storage. And I like to just have a stockpile of items in there just in case, you know, like, we need them, you know? And I typically tend to not leave the dungeons right after I get done with my last rescue because I like to get the XP, because it'll save me some trouble later, or at least a little bit of time later, once we have to actually do some grinding, because you definitely do have, I mean, I shouldn't say definitely do, I'm sure it's possible to beat without, but it's way more tedious and time consuming and irritating if you don't, because the level scaling in this game is kind of nuts. And especially with the bosses being like the legendary birds and stuff, like we'll come to find out, like they don't mess around. And they're not going to be close to our level, trust me, they're definitely going to be a higher level than us. Which understandably so, they're the bosses and they're the legendary birds, right? So it does make sense, but alright. So any chance that I, like, when I'm out doing missions, I'll just run through the whole dungeon, get some extra XP, call it a day. So once you get done with your missions, you'll come here to the Pelipper Post Office to meet with the people that you rescued. They'll say thanks, they'll give you your reward, and then you'll get some rescue team points. Now the amount of points you get is dependent on the job ranking that you do. E rank missions will give you 5 points, D rank missions will give you 10, C rank I can't remember if it's 15 or 20, B rank I believe is 30, A rank I think is 40, and S rank I think is 100. Or 50 maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head now, but we got a reviver seed there as you saw, which is super great for delivering that Oran Berry, and that is absolutely worth it, trading an Oran Berry for a reviver seed. You love to see that. Alright, and then that'll be your day. So you do your missions, you do your day, you get to sleep, and then save, and then get ready for the next day of adventuring. But with that, guys, I think it's a great place to wrap this part up. But I guess we're going to have a little dream sequence first, so I guess we'll show this, and then we can end off the episode. Yeah, we're dreaming again. This is kind of interesting. There's a Pokemon, and they're talking to us. I don't see anybody, though. I don't know. What are they saying? Whoa, an earthquake. Whoa, it's a bad earthquake. Yeah, if I'm feeling an earthquake in a dream, this is kind of weird. Am I dreaming the earthquake, or is the earthquake actually happening? Very interesting. Hello? Who's there? Yeah, I'm Bulbasaur, but who are you? Oh, well, hello, Dugtrio. Last night during the earthquake, your child was kidnapped, or was attacked. Well, okay, and kidnapped, but whisked away to the peak of a tall mountain. Can't possibly climb somewhere so high up. Okay. So you need us for help. Okay. He was abducted by a Pokemon named Skarmory. Okay. Well, alright then. I guess, that's what we're going to be doing in the next episode. So with that, guys, if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like down below. I'd greatly appreciate that. And click that subscribe button if you guys are new. And don't forget to click that little notification bell so you guys do get notified next time videos do go live on the channel. And with that, I will see you guys on my next episode. See you later, guys.